Yep, and he's been also kind of on the tier lately. But
Yes.
if you play against the guy who just beat Nurture,
Yeah, that kind of changes your perspective a little bit, doesn't it? Not just beating Nurture, but looking damn decisive. That was...
but Slivko is probably going to prepare well. Slivko has been watching the cast for quite a bit, at least I think he is, because he was sitting around asking every time as soon as the game was over, can I play, can I play? So we will see. Both these guys, of course, were at the very recent Home Story Cup 5. Had a lot of fun there. Both of them played Looping Louie. Probably the most awesome drinking game of all time.
Remember the Ukrainian guy that came to Home Story Cup?
Yes.
Freaking like Hulk Hogan from Ukraine. Just like this super ripped guy, and he comes in and he's like, Slivka, let me see your abs. And he's got that picture where he's posing with Bling on stream.
It's very weird, yeah. He just joined in our Looping Louie drinking game and he starts stripping, and Bling's like, yeah, I want to strip too. And I just walked away. I was like, I am not a part of this show. That did not happen.
Man, that guy was so buff though.
He was.
He was like the strongest guy I've ever seen, except for Slivka.
And Happy Zerg.
And Happy Zerg, of course. Happy Zerg, the strongest pro gamer in the world.
You know, Happy Zerg could have been an excellent basketball player, but he got disqualified. He was too tall.
That's right.
Like, Happy Zerg actually couldn't dunk, but he didn't need to.
Happy Zerg also could have been a professional power lifter, but he got disqualified for breaking the bar every time he lifted it. He yanked it up too hard and the bar just broke.
Yes, that happened as well.
Yeah.
And I said there's just no competition. He's very bad for the sport because nobody was going to practice it anymore.
When Happy Zerg exercises, he does push-ups. He would do pull-ups, but every time he tries, he just rips the bar down.
When Happy Zerg does push-ups, he creates a crater. Happy Zerg actually was the first man on the moon. Now you understand why.
He was practicing his vertical, accidentally jumped out of the atmosphere.
Landed on the moon. Put his hands down, created a crater, flew straight away back to Europe.
Yep.
Oh, Slivko is going hatch first over here. Oh no, actually he is not. His
14 pool, 16 hatch. Bling's sad about it.
Yeah, Bling wanted to block it and it was a little bit too late. But Bling did go Nexus first as well, so...
Slivko's happy about it.
He doesn't have to be
Am I a
all
referee?
that set.
No, I'm not too bad. Have you seen the GG punch, Kev?
No? What do you mean? Is that a GG punch?
It's GG punch.
Why is it a punch?
Look at it.
Let us see how it's a punch.
So G is a fist? Like an outstretched fist? See?
I don't see it.
You don't see the GG punch?
No. I don't see it
Look
at
at
all.
me.
How is that like there's a face in between?
Yeah.
Huh, I don't see it.
Oh.
And the people have no idea either what you're doing, Ben. Because actually, like, you guys don't know that Mr. Bitter next to me was just holding his arms and fist in a certain position.
I was doing the GG punch.
I have never. Where did you pick up on this?
The GG punch. Frodan taught me the GG punch.
Yeah. And what does Frodo know about the GG punch, man?
He invented the GG punch.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I didn't hear of it. We see...
I can't believe that doesn't look like a GG punch to you.
Well, that doesn't look
so
like anything.
G, that's a fist?
That's like the most irrelevant thing you've ever brought up, man. I never want to hear about this again.
You know what? You've changed.
No, you've changed. Your sense of humor is just not the same anymore. We see two Zerglings chasing this one probe off the map. Of course, Daybreak, one of the easiest maps, I think, for Zerg to control space early on and make sure there are no hidden probes on the map. You should always be active with those links. Always be scouting for probes, but of course, an excellent player like Slivka, who is, by the way, one of the guys who also qualified for the World Championship Series European Continental Finals, which is going to be playing in the middle of next month. It's going to be a sick event. It's going to be absolutely awesome.
One of the most exciting tournaments of the year, in my opinion.
Yep, the European Continental is going to be awesome. The North American Continental is going to be awesome too, man.
Of course.
Because that's really the moment where a couple of those big names are going to have to live up to their big name reputation.
Absolutely right.
Because like failing in the nationals, or at least failing as in not posting impressive results but barely qualifying, is one thing. But if you again don't give a good show at the Continental ones,
I think we're due for some surprises. I think Scarlet wins the Continental Final.
Root members don't lose, man.
We'll see about that in the next NA Gauntlet.
You know, Major is going to be at the Continentals as well, I think.
No, he's definitely one of the favorites to do well, in my opinion.
He either has there's like a Pan American one, or I think he just qualified for the North American one. I'm pretty damn sure he just qualified for the North American one. So I think we're going to see Major in the tournament as well.
He wasn't in the North American one.
Why not?
Because it was at MLG Anaheim and he wasn't playing that.
No, that was the American one. He qualified via Mexico. He won the Mexican qualifier just last weekend.
Okay. There you go.
It's going to be those Continental Finals, of course, hosted by Blizzard. Are going to be awesome tournaments, guys. You're in for a treat. I think everybody who loves StarCraft is in for a treat in the remaining 4 or 5 months of this year. So many awesome tournaments coming up. And, of course, Hard vs. Farm is coming up as well. Ben, our lives are just getting better.
Man, it's a good time to be a StarCraft nerd. Man, it really is. It's such a great time. Slivka still hasn't started that lair tech, but he does have his Roach Warren finishing up. Bling is once again opening up with this same sort of Immortal style, and I would not be at all surprised to see him just play a game very similar to what we saw against Nurchio. Daybreak's even better than Ohana for taking a third base, in my opinion.
I guess that the fact that he made so many sentries is all part of his game plan, because he knows that he can afford it, because after that, everything he really does is make Zealots. He doesn't make Stalkers.
It's an interesting style. I do think, you know, we've seen Nurchio do like Mutaswitch before in the past. I think if had he done that against Bling on Ohana, that Bling would have been in a really bad position. He had like no Stalkers and like 8 sentries.
He did scout, and he did see early on that there was no super quick Spire, because I think if he would have scouted the Spire immediately with his Observer, that he would have
gone triple Stargate.
No, not Elfie style. Yeah. No, I don't think he would have gone triple Stargate. I do think he would have chosen Blink over Charge and just play a defensive game with a couple of cannons. That switches, of course, to play up. I mean, Bling in general is not a player who's afraid to be adaptive in game. Like, he doesn't mind.
Why do you think Bling's using no Chrono Boost, or at least he's not using any Chrono Boost from his main Nexus at all? Is that a mistake, or is he saving it for something?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a mistake, but sometimes it's annoying, and your Chrono Boost is just only being used from one Nexus, which makes no sense. I think it's a small mistake, but I also think he wants to make sure that he knows what he's facing. And since he saw that everything is pretty much the same, I think it's, how you pointed out earlier, I think it's very likely that we're going to see a very similar style, like we saw on Ohana against Nurchio.
Slivka is being much more Zergling-centric than Nurchio was. He's only made 3 Roaches, and he's going to make a little poke here. Could he catch the units of Bling in an awkward position?
Oh, no wall off for Bling!
Oh, but the force field goes down. That is a huge force field. 3 lanes get up into the main. They will not be able to do any real damage.
Oh yes, they will. Tell that to that probe, man. You want to be the guy to tell that probe to his family that he fell to 3 Zerglings at home, safe.
Actually, 3 probes fall. Yeah, he's got like I'm joining the army, babe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be worried.
Don't worry.
I'm just gonna be a probe. It's all good.
I'm gonna be in the main base. We never get attacked.
3 Zergling run by, kills 2 probes on Daybreak.
This is like that random airplane that flies over the base, gets shot down, and exactly lands on someone. That was that probe. There was no way he was ever going to fall.
It's like the observer falls out of the sky and lands on top of somebody.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it went. Twilight Council is on the way, so it looks very similar to what we see over here from Bling. As we see Slivko taking his fort base in the middle of the map as well. Passioning Glance is more than halfway through. 7 Infestors on the way for Slivko. He has 83 drones as well. God, Slivko makes so many drones. Yeah. He always does it, and he always seems so safe when
he's got so many more Infestors than Nurchio did in this
position. I think that's brilliant, because I already said I think Infestor is the ultimate counter against this push.
And with this kind of a drone count, you can pretty much count on him throwing down a lot of spine crawlers pretty soon. I would actually not be surprised to see one more big round of drones, and then about 10, 15 spines going down.
Yeah, I think like 7 or 8 spines should already be enough. He has 86 right now. It's no shame at all going back to 78 or 77. I think that's more than fine. Then he's still able to produce a couple of additional Infestors, which is exactly what he's doing. I think it's exactly right what Slivko's doing. I think he's playing this perfect, because I really think Fungal is the ultimate counter to that army. But he does need spine crawlers, because otherwise those Zealots are going to split up too much, and it's going to be hard to take him out. Now he does get 10 more drones, Ben, so this has to be the moment where he starts making spines.
Yep, I think you're right, Kev. And Bling is starting his march, so if Slivko's gonna make drones, he better, or make spines, he better do it soon, because
I would still love to see this time the Warp Prism go to the main base as well. The Warp Prism is not even on the map yet. I don't think this is the real push of Bling yet. Bling has to be careful, by the way. He would get absolutely crushed by that army of Slivko.
It's right there in the center.
Go! Slivko's going perhaps for a big run by. Man, Bling has to be so careful, because Slivko is maxed out and his army looks so much better than Nurchio's army did.
Oh, careful there, Slivka. Smacked a couple times. The Zerglings did not run to their death, though.
Do you think he's going to wait for 2-1, or is he just going to go for it?
I'm not sure. He's getting neural.
But look at but Slivko is maxed out, Ben. Look at those Fungals. Those Fungals are going to be so brutal. Oh, what are you doing?
Here we go. Ling's all coming in from behind. That's a beautiful angle, but the force fields are just perfect. Look at the infested Terrans, Kev.
They're going to have a field day. Even though the Archon's doing a very good job dealing with those, 17 more roaches on the way. It's hard to say how scary Blink's army really is because of all those fake Colossus, but I actually think that Slivka is doing pretty damn well in defending so far.
Staying at about 180 supply, and his spines are probably gonna fit. What? Okay, is there enough here for Blink?
Well, actually, I think that Blink might continue to do it once more. There are a lot of units in production for Slivko, but
I don't think it matters, because I think once again Bling has worked himself into a position that's going to be almost impossible for Slivka to break, or at least without taking some losses. Fourth base will definitely fall. And Bling, will he go up that ramp? Now that could be a little bit dangerous, but he is going to just go for it.
Slivko lost all the infestors. The only thing that Slivko has working for him right now is that he has all these roaches. There are 4 immortals, 5 immortals even.
And a big warp in. It's going to be 11 stalkers, and I think that's going to be enough once again in Bling.
Transfuse maybe a lot of queens over here, so he could potentially drop a lot of transfuse, but as you said, I don't think it's going to be enough. The Archon Immortal Stalker army is too much to deal with.
Bling with this really cute little style that, I mean, I still feel like Slivka misplayed.
Yeah, I really think he misplayed that pretty bad as well, because I felt that he had everything that he had to deal with this push. He had the ultimate counter.
GG from Slivka, and Bling wins his second game, qualifies him for the fan vote.
Not sure if we have another look at that final fight. Would be awesome if our production crew could pull it up, because I think we can take another look at that. Awesome push by Bling, but it shouldn't have worked, man.
Yeah, a couple things that I would have liked to have seen differently. One, attacking from behind with the Link. Let's go ahead and just play it.
The spine crawlers were not ready yet either. They were way too late.
Yeah,
but
the
still,
spines were super late.
I didn't like the infested Terrans because the Archons, they were having splash damage and they killed all of them.
The way the fight went, I think he had to do infested Terrans because he didn't get the fungal in time. But fungal would have been better if he'd have landed it while everything was clumped. But like you said, as soon as those zealots spread out, the fungal was a lot less useful. And then the Lings in the back like that, like it would have worked were they, not zoned out by the first force fields. But after that, they should have come around and engaged in the front.
But Slivko should have always had spine crawlers.
Yeah, that's the big thing. He should be fighting at a wall of spines because Immortals can't break spines.
This is the worst army there ever is to engage infested spine.
No, yeah, completely
and then
agree.
It's going to be a lot harder for Blink to land good force fields as well. But Blink made it work once more with this.
It's different. Yeah, and another thing that we could say is Slivka didn't have to even attack with his Lings. He could have countered. He could have killed the third easily.
That would have been very good.
Probably wouldn't have killed the natural, but could have easily killed the third.
And imagine if Slivka would just sacrifice his fort, but then sits at his ramp at the natural. How are you going to ever walk up that ramp with the army?
Fungal oh my god, it never would happen.
Impossible. But Bling made it work once more, so that's very awesome for Bling. He has $150 right now, and more importantly, Ben, Bling qualifies for the fan voting.
Apparently, Bling's the best PVZ in Europe, taking out literally two of the top European Zergs right now. Like, who is better than these two guys? You've got Demaga, you've got Rhett, and you've got Stefano, of course, as the other 3 powerhouse European Zergs.
Moro is still one of them.
Of course, Moro is up there.
Vortex, I think.
Vortex is also up there. Bly is also up there. But I still think those guys that we named are definitely the top tier.
I think we're going to head over to a very small commercial break, guys, and then we'll be right back with some PvP action. It's going to be Zoka versus Bling. So Zoka was stroking his beard and saying, I think I can take Bling.
I think I can do this.
$75 for Bling.
Let me just hang on 1 second. I have a 2-minute break. We'll be back after this.